For this assignment, we have to build a simple analytical module to analyze social media engagement. So we use DataStax Astra DB to store and query the data, and Langflow to create workflow that calculates the engagement metrics for different types of posts like likes, reels, videos, static image, etc. Since the GPT AI was paid, we opted to use the generative AI instead. So let's get started. We use the file node in Langflow to upload the dataset. Then to make the dataset easier to work with, we split the data into smaller chunks using a split text node. We set the chunk size to 1000 and overlap to 200 to ensure smooth continuity between chunks. Then we use Google embedding to make sure the data was searchable and ready for analysis. Then the database was created and the processed data was stored in Astra DB using a configured node API, keys, and collection name. This allowed us to retrieve and analyze it later. We have a chat input node where the user's question will be stored. Then this node is passed into the Astra DB search input field. Like previously, the embedding node was connected to the Astra DB. Here we have a prompt node which has three variables: context, history, and question. Astra DB node is connected to the prompt node to the context variable field. And the result from the Astra DB node is passed into the parse data node, which is then passed into the context variable of the prompt node. Similarly, the chat input node is connected to the prompt through the question variable field. Also, we have a chat history node which will help us to store the user's previous messages. This node is connected to the prompt node through the history variable. After this, the prompt is generated and it is sent to the Google Gen AI. We have used Gemini 1.5 Pro model and the token is set to 700 and the temperature is 0.1. Once the response is generated, it is passed through the chat output node. So let's test this workflow with a few prompts. So the first question is I'm going to give to the AI is, which is the best performing post types? So here we have the question. So here we have the output. So the videos and stories have higher engagement rate of 27.59 and 27.63 than the other different post types. So the Gen AI is compared through the data set that we have given and given us a wonderful output on which is the best performing post type. So the next question that I'm going to give the Gen AI is, I want a comparison between static images and videos. So here we have the question. Here we have the output generated by the AI. It shows that the static image has lower engagement rate while the videos have much higher engagement rate, and it is given a percentage base of 6.22% and 27.59% between both of them. So now I'm going to ask it a question about something related to history, as we have to check if the history context is working of it. So I'm going to give it a prompt. The history aspect of the AI, we have given it a simple prompt. Do you remember the first question? If yes, you can compare its post type with story. So if we scroll to the very top of the chat box, you can see that the first question that we have given is which post has the worst engagement, and it is given as the answer of static image have the lower engagement of 66.22%. So to check if the history aspect is right, the first answer that the Gen AI is given is the worst performing post type is static images, and then the second answer that is given is the comparison between the post type and the story. So this is our social media analytical module for the level SuperMind hackathon. Down below in the description we have given a GitHub repository link for anyone who is interested to check out the workflow. Thank you very much.